Hello, everyone again. I hope you're all good, and I hope you're excited for me when I dive deeper into my favourite online enterprise. Okay, so firstly, what did it do for me in my life? Basically, obviously, I already said in the last video about my arm and rehabilitation and why I needed to do it, basically. But the like I said, the main thing is I don't have to. I don't answer to anyone apart from myself. I do what I want when I want. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff going on offline, so um, I don't. It's up to me when I do it, which is awesome. I don't have a job that I've got to answer to a boss. I only answer to myself. So I basically I work around my own schedule basically. And obviously, the amount I'm going to be worth in the end is basically in my own hands, which is good because I'm not on an annual salary from a rubbish company, from a 9 to 5 working for someone else. I basically decide how much I'm going to be worth, which is incredible. Having that in your hands is very very powerful. Um, so I've got the ability. I can go out and help a lot of people now with the training I've got, basically, to help fast track people's success. Because when I started, I was rubbish at it. Like with anything, you get better with practice. Um, you know, the better and better you get, obviously, in the end, you're going to become absolutely awesome at it. So for me, helping other people out is absolutely awesome. I get so much help in my life with my arm and whatever, so much help. So why should I not give back to other people? Basically, I know what it's like to be in a very bad situation. I was in a coma for a week, had a major stroke. I was bad, bad, bad. Um, which is what this online enterprise basically, it completely changed my life, and for that I'm so so grateful, and I'm so so happy. I really am. So the ability for me to stand up and be able to help other people change their lives, like mine was changed when someone reached out to me, is absolutely awesome. I mean, I can show people exactly how to create a successful business now, along with the fantastic team that I talked about. Basically, it's incredibly fulfilling knowing that I can help change someone's life now. Absolutely love it. So, what exactly is it? What is it exactly? What I do? I mean, I'm I'm an advertiser for this affiliate company, basically, that I go out and get eyeballs on my offer and sell a product, basically. Um, a publisher is basically an individual that basically promotes and advertises products in exchange for a commission, basically. So the consumer, though, the back end, the consumer is the person who actually sees um, the ad or the promotion of where you're putting it out there. And then obviously, if you do it right, they're obviously going to take act on it, and this is how you earn commissions, basically. Okay, so how are you going to promote, basically? You need to decide a traffic method. I use social media because it's free. Why would you not use it? People with a lot of money can they can pay for it, but why pay for it when it's all free? Basically, it's a no brainer. Effectively, I mean, obviously, when you're choosing your traffic method, you need to see why it suits you best, and you need to figure out what is the best reasons for choosing this certain platform. I mean, how also when you choose the platform, how are you going to put your content out there, and how are you going to promote it? In what way or sense are you going to do it? Basically, 'cause it's very very vital you get all the ingredients in line, basically, to create a fantastic enterprise. It's very very important, right? So why is affiliate marketing growing so quickly? I mean, so many people are in a desperate situation where they hate the jobs. They're actually looking for a way to create money online, because we're in the information age now. With the industrial age, and then obviously as the decades go by, obviously things change. So we're in the information age where everything's online or moving that way anyway. Obviously some of the biggest companies in the world, um, Amazon, Expedia, these kind of things are all online. Airbnb, Uber, they're all online, basically. So they've got no inventory, and this is why it's growing so quick. Um, because it's so cheap to get started. It's a no-brainer completely. Like I said in the last video about the average business in America, it's 60,000 to get started offline, but this is really cheap, which is what appealed to me most basically. So the other great thing about affiliate marketing, I never had to create my own products. I didn't have to worry about that. I already was set up with products that I've gone on to promote and sell basically. Another reason is I didn't need any prior experience. I didn't need a degree, blah blah blah, whatever. I didn't need anything. I just needed to surround myself with the right team, which I did luckily, which made it, to fast track my success effectively, which is absolutely incredible. So why do people choose to buy from me rather than the next marketer that comes along? I mean, the main thing that we do nowadays as marketers is something called attraction marketing, which is when, people, if you just threw your link out there, 97% of marketers actually fail because they don't know what they're doing. But if you know how to be an attraction marketer perfectly, everything's going to fly, because attraction marketing is when someone almost falls in love with you enough to come across and buy your product basically, and that is what I teach people how to do. So like I said, I choose free social media platforms to leverage and promote my products basically. So I brand myself over social media, and everyone who joins me, I teach them how to brand themselves as well, with guidance from me primarily, and then obviously everyone in the team as well, which is awesome. So what I've got to offer, people see the value that I'm providing is much better than most other people's basically. So that is why people join me, because a lot of people don't offer value at all, especially not what I've got, compared to what I've got to offer, which is awesome. So Facebook and Instagram are the number ones basically. I'm in the Instagram team. However, I use Facebook because I wanted to build a brand with my face on videos and stuff. So although I started Instagram, I've gone on to Facebook now. But I know exactly how to work and make it all get it all ticking basically. So I teach people how to brand themselves through social media effectively. I've got the training to set you up for success, which, when I first started, I didn't have a clue, but luckily, because I chose the right team, like I said previously, I was fast tracked basically to create success in the online space. The best thing to do as an attraction marketer is to go out and tell your story. I've obviously had a bad accident. It's a great story to leverage and attract people in. And these are the fundamentals of attraction marketing, by telling a story, of telling it how it started, then you emotionally move on, which effectively turned into sales and commissions at the end of the day. So this is why attraction marketing is so powerful, and every good marketer in the world now is utilising it to a huge extent. So, like I said, attraction marketing is taking this online marketing space by absolute storm. I mean, people would never buy a product, would they? They'd always buy someone's identity. So, like I said about them falling in love with you, if they like they buy from an identity, not a product basically. That's very important. So you need to attract them in, retain them, convert them, and then retain. So attract them in through attraction marketing, and then they obviously give you some money when they buy into your system, and then obviously retaining them. So you're building a loyal customer base, basically. Very important, because effectively they'd buy other stuff off you if they have that much trust in you, wouldn't they? So the brand is super duper important. You need to build your brand around who you are as a person and your own style of who you are, basically. Like, are you super happy? Like, what is it that you're going to build your brand around, basically? It's about yourself. So it's about how aware, you're creating awareness basically with what you're doing. So obviously you're building a huge audience. The bigger your audience, the bigger your audience, the bigger pay packet you're going to get basically. You need to make them see what you've got to offer, like through perception. They need to see exactly what you've got, which is what makes you a better fit basically. And you do this by offering huge amounts of value. Why do people come to me? Because I offer that much value basically. It's super important. So you want to be pushing attraction marketing efforts basically. Um, is there a way where you can do it expertly? Of course there is. You know, there's professional, there's absolutely captivating marketing professionals basically, and obviously you want to go out there. When I started, I went out and studied the very successful people in my niche, and I basically looked at what they were doing, and I started building my own brand around my own style, like I just said. So you need to find the right person to guide you. It's very, very, very important to have someone that fits your category very well. Because obviously you want to get on with the person for a start off, don't you? Okay, so you need a positive, very positive marketing system, because people aren't going to join someone who's very moody and sad. They want someone who's vibrant, upbeat. Someone who's working so hard for your success. It's not just about that person. Like, I'm not just working for myself, I'm working for the people's success, and that's attraction marketing. People realise and understand that I actually care about people and want them to succeed, which is why people join me. So by having this positive attitude in your attraction marketing game, you're going to get very, very warm, hot prospects, basically, who are effectively going to go and convert, and then it's your job to retain them. And you do this by, you create relationships, don't you? As you get to know someone better, like I've been online for a while and I've created so many lasting, meaningful relationships, and this is how you retain people, basically, with the friendly nature that you've got, basically. So create the relationships, which leads on to, obviously, when they convert, because they've got built the trust and rapport up with you. You then need to show them. Obviously, I've got a formula to fast track people's success, which is when duplication is key, because duplication is where your main money comes from. Basically, when you start establishing yourself as a real leader, duplication is where all the money comes from when you're sleeping, basically. So the different, obviously, I told you I use social media platforms. So what are the benefits of social media platforms? I mean, Facebook and Instagram and stuff, they've taken over Google and stuff for for people looking. When people are at work daily, what are they looking on? Are they on Google or are they on Facebook and Instagram? Think about it. Everyone's on them a lot of the time, a hell of a lot of time, in fact. They're on it more than anything else, like Google and whatever else. So social media is so powerful, and that is why I chose to work on these platforms, because they're only ever increasing in people's lives. So, like I said about building relationships, you want to gain a loyal following, basically. From the base of your business, you build the foundation of your business through loyal people, basically. And when you've got that loyal following and the bottom line, you can then take it up, can't you? Because you've established a great foundation to create bigger success in the process. Okay, so you need to firstly look at your content strategy. How are you going to promote yourself as an attraction marketer? Basically, strategy of what you're promoting in your content is super, super important, because as an attraction marketer, you're trying to get as many people to emotionally connect with you as possible. Obviously, you're building these relationships. So, obviously, as time goes on, you need to stay consistent. That is one of the main things to be successful in this industry, basically. Staying consistent is super important. But at the same time as staying consistent, you always want to be mixing it up. You always want to be doing different things that is keeping your loyal fan base very loyal and interested in what you've got to say, basically. So never don't do the same thing over and over again, because people are going to lose interest, aren't they? Which is one of the main downfalls of why people fail, basically. So you need to mix it up and create super important content. So, your content strategy. You want to be encouraging people to interact with your stuff, especially on social media. You're wanting people to comment and like and whatnot on Instagram or Facebook. By doing this, people see you as a more authoritative figure, and they're more likely to comment themselves. So if you don't have any following, it's very difficult to get people to join you, because you know, they don't. This is why your content strategy is so important, because with what you're doing, even if you're starting out, like I started out at one point, and I had to start somewhere, and because what I was putting out there was good, people enjoyed reading it. You know, I gained a nice following who engaged with my content, and obviously more people came over. More people that came over had more trust in me, didn't they? So, you know, you want to be holding competitions that people say you're on Facebook, maybe do a poll, a little poll of what people can choose. Would you prefer this, this, or this? Because people are going to engage with it, aren't they? That's just a little example, but there's lots of different ways you can do it. Like on Instagram, you could be talking about something and then like have a drop down arrow saying, what is your idea on this? And you're going to get hundreds of comments, aren't you, basically? So you want to be looking at the people who are following you's personas. What makes them tick and what do they like more than anything? Obviously, this is very important, because if you know exactly how they function as people, you can then create content and target in a specific way that meets the criteria of these people, basically. So you always want to create stuff that suits them effectively. Right, content strategy again. What ideas and what message are you trying to portray to your following, basically? What is it you're trying to get across to these people? That's important to think about. Obviously telling your story is super important, but how are you going to convert your story into gaining attraction and people coming to you and clicking a link, say, and going to your website and effectively converting into sales? Obviously the market, the niche that you've chosen as well, how is it that, what do you do differently than the next person who comes along? You need to be different in what you're doing, basically, to be successful, because no one's going to join someone who they don't see. You know, you need to, the great content strategy and stuff, but what is it that you can do differently than the next marketer comes along? Like 97% of marketers fail, like I've already said. So what is it that you do out of the box that makes people want to join you? You basically, you need to keep an eye on everything, of how everything's evolving, and see what your audience likes most, like what I said. Then you know exactly what to share with your audience, which is very, very important. Okay, so back to attraction marketing, my favourite thing, and it will be for the very successful marketers. It's attraction marketing has completely changed the game in terms of marketing online, basically. It's definitely the in thing at the moment. So you want to be creating content and teaching people, basically, that sets you out as an absolute leader, an expert in what you're doing, basically. I mean, you basically need to show people that you have the know-how to create success for them people, basically, because they're not going to join someone who they don't have any faith or belief in, are they? So it's very, very important that you are showing, you know, you're showing people exactly how to do stuff, basically. It's great as well. You always, once you start talking to someone, you always want to be creating a relationship. Never throw an offer at them. First and foremost, you want to create a relationship. I mean, before I monetized these social media platforms, before I did that, I had all my friends, basically. You know, I was creating relationships. You create relationships with friends, don't you, online? And nothing changes because because you've got a product to sell. Nothing changes. You continue building and nurturing these relationships, and then in the end, through your attraction marketing efforts, people are going to come over and join you, aren't they, basically? Okay, so got a little picture here, basically. So teaching is at the forefront of what you're doing for people to join you, because you need to build a loyal, engaging audience that value everything you've got to say, which establishes you as a leader, basically. That's very important, that you teach and tell your story in the the best way possible, basically. Okay, so coming back to my favourite, attraction marketing. I mean, the internet is so powerful nowadays. You know, it's the right vehicle for success. Obviously, I said in the last video I do stuff offline as well. Yeah, I do, but that doesn't mean, you know, online is that's where the biggest audience is, because I'm not gonna go talk to thousands of people offline, because it's only a small area where I live at the moment. So the internet opens the doors worldwide, everywhere. You can target anyone who wants to, you know, because so many people are looking for what you've got to offer, basically. So it's about how you go out there and get, create this audience, basically. It's very, very important. So finding the right vehicle to do this is super duper important. And once this happens, you can then put your value and what you've got to say out there to the masses, basically. There's loads of ways to get your message across. Obviously, for me, the stories are very, very good because people resonate with them and people feel that they know you. And this is building relationships, still, isn't it? Because you're letting people in your life whilst offering value, which is why people would join you, because they see so much value in you and feel like, by building a relationship, you're going to be friends, they're going to know you, they're going to place trust in you, which is so, so important. Okay, so the best thing about what I do, you only have to ever create something once. I mean, you don't have to do different stuff. Well, obviously you do different stuff all the time, but once you've put the content out there, you don't have to do the same thing again. So it's there to last, and people will look at it forevermore, basically, which is awesome. So you have the ability to build an absolute huge audience through attraction marketing, which is why I teach it to all my students with the training platform, because attraction marketing is what will set you apart from every other marketer, basically. It will allow you to reach heights that that 97% of people don't reach because they don't know what they're doing. Okay, so on the next video, I will go even deeper into it. I'm going to basically show you what it would look like if you were to brand yourself. I'm going to do it on Instagram. I'm going to show you exactly what we teach and exactly how to be an attraction marketer in the Instagram space. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this short video again, and I hope to see you on the next video.